My name is Dr. Harold Whitman, and after more than 4 decades working in geriatric care, I've come to realize that the answers we seek for a longer, healthier life aren't always found in high-tech machines or complex prescriptions. Sometimes they grow quietly in our gardens, rest gently in our fruit bowls, and are passed over without a second thought. I've spent most of my life guiding seniors through the intricate maze of aging heart disease, strokes, high blood pressure, circulation issues. I've seen firsthand the fear in someone's eyes after their first minor stroke, the anxiety of a clogged artery, and the heartbreak of a diagnosis that could have been prevented. That's why I'm here now, not in a lab coat, but as someone who cares deeply to share a simple truth that could transform your life. Certain fruits have the power to protect your heart and prevent deadly blood clots. It's not just about vitamins and fiber, although those are important. I'm talking about powerful natural compounds, enzymes, flavonoids, antioxidants that act like gentle warriors inside your body. They thin your blood naturally, reduce inflammation, relax your blood vessels, and help clear out plaque that threatens to choke your arteries. Pineapple, kiwi, avocado, pomegranate, grapes, cherries, each one a tiny miracle with a purpose. Let me tell you something most doctors don't mention during checkups. Food can be your medicine if you know what to eat and why. I've read the studies, seen the data, and more importantly, I've watched my own patients regain control of their health just by adding the right fruits to their daily meals. This isn't about trends or diets. It's about giving your heart the support it needs in the most natural, affordable, and enjoyable way possible. The next few minutes could change how you view your health forever, because you're about to discover how nature's sweetest gifts can protect you from some of the most silent, deadly threats to your life. So pull up a chair, pour yourself a glass of water, and let me show you how to turn your kitchen into your very own heart clinic. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Dr. Whitman. This sounds wonderful, but I'm not sure I can find exotic fruits or change my whole routine at this age. And that's exactly why I want to start with the simple stuff, the fruits you already know, love, and likely have in your kitchen right now. Let's begin with bananas. You can find them at every grocery store, gas station, even convenience stores. But don't let their simplicity fool you. Bananas are rich in potassium, a mineral your heart absolutely loves. It helps relax your blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and reduces your risk of stroke. Just one medium banana gives you about 420 mg of potassium, which is a solid step toward the daily recommendation. They're easy to digest, gentle on the stomach, and make a perfect snack or breakfast companion. Next up, apples. Crisp, refreshing, and endlessly versatile. Whether you enjoy them raw, sliced with peanut butter, or baked into oatmeal, apples are full of soluble fiber, especially pectin, which helps lower bad LDL cholesterol. And that's not all. They contain quercetin, a natural anti-inflammatory that supports circulation and helps maintain flexible arteries. Another one? Oranges. Good old-fashioned, all American oranges. Beyond their well-known vitamin C boost, they're packed with hesperidin, a flavonoid that improves blood vessel function and reduces inflammation. A glass of fresh orange juice in the morning, or better yet, eating the whole fruit with its fiber intact, can do wonders for your blood flow and heart health. And let's not forget about grapes, especially the purple or red ones. These little gems contain resveratrol, a compound found in the grape skin that helps reduce blood clotting and oxidative stress. Snack on them straight from the fridge. Toss them into a salad or freeze them for a cool, crunchy treat on a warm day. They're delicious, and your arteries will thank you. All of these fruits are affordable, available year-round, and require zero fancy prep or cooking skills. They're the kind of foods that slip effortlessly into your daily routine. No drastic diet changes, no complicated plans, just real food, working with your body, not against it. You don't need to become a nutritionist overnight. Start by adding a banana to your breakfast. Replace a sugary dessert with a bowl of grapes or strawberries. Squeeze a fresh orange into your water. Little steps, consistently taken, create big results over time. This is the beauty of it all taking control of your heart health. Doesn't have to be hard. It can start with something as simple as your next trip to the grocery store. And remember, I'm not just telling you this as a doctor. I'm telling you this as someone who's watched hundreds of people like you turn their health around one bite at a time. Let's keep going. There are more fruits and more powerful benefits waiting for you. You see, in my decades working in geriatric care and heart health, there's one thing I've learned. People don't just want to live longer, they want to live well. And nothing gives me more joy than watching someone regain control of their health with something as accessible and natural as fruit. Let's talk plainly. Cardiovascular disease remains the #1 cause of death in the United States. Every year, millions face the consequences of heart attacks, strokes, and blood clots. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful tools for prevention aren't locked behind a pharmacy counter or a doctor's office? They're right there in your fruit bowl. Let me explain how. Many of the fruits I've mentioned, kiwi, strawberries, grapes, pomegranates, even cherries, contain natural compounds that thin the blood, reduce inflammation, and protect the inner lining of your arteries, known as the endothelium. This is critical because when your arteries are inflamed or damaged, that's when cholesterol sticks, clots form, and serious problems begin. Take kiwi, for example. It contains an enzyme called actinidin, which works similarly to pharmaceutical blood thinners. A study showed that eating just 2 kiwis a day reduced blood viscosity and improved circulation in healthy adults. That's real, measurable change, no side effects, no prescriptions. Strawberries and cherries, packed with anthocyanins. These antioxidants don't just fight off cell damage, they reduce platelet aggregation, which is just a fancy term for how sticky your blood cells are. The less sticky, the lower the chance of a clot forming and traveling to the brain or heart. What does this all mean for you? It means you don't have to sit back and feel powerless. You don't have to wait for a doctor to hand you a diagnosis before you take action. Every orange you peel, every grape you snack on, every banana you blend into your smoothie, it's a step in the right direction. A step toward keeping your arteries open, your heart strong, and your future secure. And that's the real power here. You can do something today, right now, not next month, not when it's too late. The choices you make today, however small, can shape your tomorrows. I've seen it happen countless times. A patient in their 70s, tired of pills and worried about what the next blood test will show, begins adding just a few of these fruits into their daily meals. Weeks later, they come back with better numbers, more energy, and a spark in their eyes. "Dr. Whitman," they say, "I didn't know it could be this simple." And I always smile because it is. So, if you're listening to this and wondering if it's too late for you, let me be clear, it's not. You are not too old. It is not too late. Your heart still wants to fight for you. All you need to do is give it the right tools, and nature has already prepared them for you. Let's take that next step together. Now, I understand it's one thing for an old doctor like me to say that fruit is good for your heart. But let me tell you why, from a scientific standpoint, so you know this isn't just a feel-good story. This is real science, backed by solid evidence. Let's start with blood clot formation, one of the leading triggers of heart attacks and strokes. When a blood vessel gets injured, your body naturally responds by sending platelets to the site to form a clot. This is helpful in emergencies. But when your arteries are inflamed or narrowed by plaque, often due to poor diet, smoking, or lack of movement, clots can form without injury, blocking blood flow to the brain or heart. Here's where fibrin comes in. Fibrin is a protein that helps create the mesh-like structure of a clot. Now, certain fruits like kiwi, pineapple, and papaya contain natural enzymes such as actinidin, bromelain, and papain. These enzymes help break down fibrin, effectively working like nature's own anticoagulants. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry showed that 2 kiwis a day for just 28 days reduced blood thickness by up to 18%. That's nearly the equivalent of taking a mild pharmaceutical blood thinner without the side effects. Let's talk about cholesterol, another major player. LDL, or bad cholesterol, builds up on artery walls. When oxidized, it becomes sticky and attracts more plaque. But fruits like avocados, grapes, and strawberries contain compounds such as oleic acid, resveratrol, and anthocyanins that lower LDL and prevent oxidation. According to a study by the American Heart Association, people who consume avocado at least 3 times per week had a 22% lower risk of heart disease. Now, I don't expect you to memorize all these terms. That's my job. But what I want you to know is this. These aren't theories pulled out of thin air. These are peer-reviewed, evidence-based findings from some of the most respected journals in medicine and nutrition. I always say, if nature has already done the research, who are we not to listen? By understanding even a little bit of the science, you'll not only feel more empowered, you'll feel confident that the steps you're taking are grounded in truth. And that's how we turn healthy habits into lifelong protection. So the next time you hold a fruit in your hand, remember, you're not just holding a snack. You're holding science. You're holding healing. You're holding hope. Now listen to me closely, because this part may be the most important thing I'll say to you today. Don't wait for a symptom to start taking action. By the time you feel chest pain or dizziness, it might already be too late. I've seen it too many times. Good people, loving mothers and fathers, veterans, caregivers who waited until the warning signs screamed loud enough. But heart disease doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers until it doesn't. That's why I'm here to tell you, protect your heart today. Don't let fear or habit hold you back. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, you shouldn't. Start small. Start smart. Eat a handful of grapes instead of cookies. Add half an avocado to your sandwich. Toss strawberries into your morning cereal. Drink a glass of fresh pomegranate juice with lunch. These little decisions may seem minor, but over time, they build a fortress around your heart. The truth is, a single piece of fruit a day could be the first brick in a wall that keeps stroke, heart attack, and blood clots at bay. You don't need a fancy gym membership. You don't need expensive supplements. Nature has already packed everything you need into these beautiful, delicious fruits. All you have to do is make the choice to eat them consistently, mindfully, joyfully. So I ask you now, not as a doctor, but as a fellow traveler through life, what are you waiting for? Your future self, the one walking stronger, breathing easier, and laughing with grandchildren, will thank you for the choices you make today. Let's not just talk about living longer. Let's talk about living better, stronger, with a heart that beats with purpose, not panic, with blood that flows freely, not sluggishly. You have the power. You have the knowledge. Now it's time to act. Start with one fruit, just one, then build from there. Because your life, your beautiful, precious life, is worth every bite. Dr. Harold Whitman. You don't need to overhaul your life to protect your heart. You just need to start with your plate. And I'm not talking about expensive trends or complicated routines. No, my friend, I'm talking about the little things, the easy things, things that fit right into your day, no matter who you are or where you live. Start tomorrow morning with just a handful of purple grapes. Eat them while you read the newspaper or sit out on your porch. Those little grapes, especially with the skin on, are packed with resveratrol, a powerful antioxidant that helps prevent clots and keeps your blood flowing like a smooth, quiet river. Slice up half an avocado and spread it on a slice of whole grain toast. Maybe sprinkle a little black pepper or squeeze a few drops of lemon juice on top. That creamy green fruit is loaded with monounsaturated fats and vitamin K, two key nutrients that reduce inflammation and keep your arteries open and flexible. If you're the smoothie type, here's my personal favorite. Blend fresh papaya with a slice of ginger and a splash of orange juice. It's not only refreshing, it's medicine in a glass. The enzymes in papaya, especially papain, help break down clots and support healthy digestion, while ginger thins the blood and fights inflammation. Banana lover? Good. Keep one in your bag for an afternoon snack. Its potassium will help keep your blood pressure in check and your muscles strong. You don't even need to peel it perfectly. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fruit. If you want to make dessert count, go with a small bowl of fresh strawberries with a drizzle of honey or a spoon of Greek yogurt. Those little red beauties protect your blood vessels and make your sweet tooth work in your heart's favor. See what I mean? These aren't complicated recipes. These are everyday habits. Practical, affordable, doable. You don't need a chef or a dietitian. You just need the will to make small changes and the trust that they matter. I've sat beside countless patients in their most vulnerable moments, hands trembling, eyes filled with fear, asking me the same question, Dr. Whitman, is it too late? And my answer, every time, is simple, no, it's not too late if you start now. You see, heart disease doesn't just steal your health, it steals your time. Time with your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. It takes away the laughter around the dinner table, the hugs at family gatherings, the peace of simply growing old with the people you love. And I know, because I've lived it, not just as a doctor, but as a husband, a father, and now a grandfather. I remember the day my best friend of over 40 years collapsed from a massive stroke. We played chess together every Thursday. He loved cherry pie and his old vinyl jazz records. He never took his blood pressure seriously, never changed his eating habits, even when the warning signs came. That chair across from me at the chess table has been empty ever since. And every time I see it, I think, if only we had one more Thursday. That's why I speak to you now, not just with medical expertise, but with a heart full of urgency. Protect your health, not just for yourself, but for the ones who love you, the ones who count on your voice, your stories, your smile. Every small, intentional choice you make, adding a kiwi to breakfast, swapping chips for berries, enjoying grapes instead of cookies, it all adds up. You deserve a life where your heart doesn't hold you back. A life full of long walks, family dinners, and birthday candles blown out with joy. And believe me when I say, it's within reach. Not by changing everything at once, but by choosing today to care, to love yourself enough to take that first step. The most powerful lesson we can take from today's story is this: Your heart is in your hands. You don't need expensive treatments or radical changes to protect it. Sometimes, the greatest protection comes from nature's simplest gifts, like a bowl of berries, a slice of avocado, or a handful of grapes. These fruits don't just nourish the body, they support the flow of life itself, helping prevent the silent threats of blood clots, high blood pressure, and heart attacks. What we choose to eat each day is not just fuel, it's a decision to protect our future, to invest in time with the people we love. As I always say, don't wait for a scare to start caring. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to take the next small step toward a healthier life. Like this video, subscribe to the channel Senior Moments Matter, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you experienced the power of food in healing? Do you have questions or stories about heart health? Let's build a community where wisdom, care, and hope are shared.